The Tommy Bahama shirt. We always have a good time talking about that. All right. So we have a situation where I've been doing, and before that my dad was doing restaurant reviews. But we're kind of, we're not going to restaurants so much anymore. We're cooking at home now. Would that be accurate?
Most definitely, because I think we prepared every dish in the book recently, and from every country there is. So I think we're all preparing more foods at home.
Well, I want to thank you for waking up early in the morning. Now, are you indeed the president of San Antonio Winery?
Well, yes, but if you ask my sister, she'd say she's the president, and if you ask my brother, he's the president. So we all share things equally. But
Okay.
Technically, I sign all the IRS invoices and payments and things like that. I'm the president.
But during normal times, when I walk through the tasting room, you would be the one. You're the face of the company because you're out there. You're actually out there pouring wine.
You know, it's kind of how we were raised. We had very, very little. We were used to the retail. We were used to being in front of people.
Yeah.
Shaking hands, and which I kind of miss now, because I think on a typical Saturday I easily would shake 500 hands because it's a great welcome, and now it's different. But yes, that's how we were raised.
Now we're bumping elbows.
Yeah, it's the big elbow bump. What are you guys doing instead? The elbow bump, the Japanese hello. Are you guys?
They do the Italian hello, which means toast.
No,
They're toasting.
I don't do much. I just say hello.
Yeah.
Or just say hello.
So, up in my hometown of Pasadena, I figured it's going to be about 91 or 92 today. I'm going to be sitting by the pool, Santo, and I wanted to ask you what San Simeon wines, of course. What wines would you? Can you say that 5 times quick? What wines would you recommend for sitting by the pool this afternoon?
Well, there's 2 that come to mind because it's what I enjoy a lot. My wife Joan enjoys a lot too. But one is our Grenache Rosé. I just like rosés, and I think a lot of people do. Sometimes they might not give it the opportunity to taste a rosé, but they should, because they're so well made now. And so our Grenache is made from Grenache. It's from Dad's vineyard, which is called Stefano, my dad, and we grow the Grenache there. And it's in an area called El Pomar in Paso Robles, and it makes just this really pale, crisp, light, refreshing style. That's the first thing that comes to mind right now.
Explain
And
Grenache.
beautiful color.
Explain Grenache to our listeners, because Grenache by itself is pretty strong.
It can be, okay, and it depends how. Well, Grenache itself is related to. It is a Rhone, so it's related to Syrah, and it's related, in a way, to Petit Syrah, and it's related to Roussanne. It's all part of the Rhone family, but typically, if it's left on the vine longer, it is going to have more skin contact, and it can be a very, very dark red wine. But what we do, we harvest the grapes by hand, not by machine.
Okay.
By machine, it would release the colors too quickly, and the skin, it's just too dark. So we pick by hand, and then we press really quickly, and we extract this really light salmon colored juice. But if we were to leave it in the press for an hour and a half, you'd make red wine.
Okay, you mentioned about the grapes, and forgive me, it's wine 101 to me. But are these the grapes because of the cool air that runs through Paso Robles at night? Is that something that you pick? Are you picking the grapes at night, or is that just fun and games for storytelling?
When we pick with these special machines from France called Palan, which are really state of the art, we do harvest in the evening because because it's cold. It's 45 degrees even in the summer. It's 48.
And it's romantic.
Well, it's a romantic story.
Exactly.
Santo.
Actually, it's very strange out there picking at night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People around it, lights, it's outer space.
Yeah.
But it looks like outer space, to be honest. But you pick where it's cool, and there's a huge advantage that way too, and especially making rosé, because the hotter the temperature, the more color is going to be extracted. So if we pick Grenache by hand, which we have to make rosé, we start at about 5 in the morning. And daylight.
When is so obviously we're in the middle of July, and except for a couple of days, we haven't really reached the 100 degrees that maybe
Right,
we're
hasn't been
used
that
to.
hot, no.
Hasn't been that hot. Has that had any effect on? I mean, do you delay wine grape picking, or is it just status quo?
Well, we would rather have grapes mature slower.
Okay.
So in a way, this year they're kind of taking their time. Another 3 weeks. We're probably 3 weeks later than last year, earlier than last year. So that's a good thing. So yeah, we'd rather take the time, and especially on the whites. Believe it or not, the rosés and the whites, where sometimes when it's so hot, harvest is so fast, they mature so quickly, and you kind of miss sugars. You kind of start picking things that are too high in sugar, which ultimately gives you too much alcohol. And it's not what you want to do in these refreshing, more white
Right.
or pink wines. Yeah.
Okay. So now I've asked you about summer wines, but now I'm going to ask you about a hot dish. All right, clam chowder. I've got a recipe
Like
here.
clam chowder.
I love
Isn't
clam
it
chowder.
chowder?
Clam chowder from New England.
I had salmon chowder last week. It was very good.
So
Anyway,
well, it
clam chowder.
you'll probably have the same answer for this then. So I have the original Gladstone's clam chowder
Wow.
recipe that I'm going to give out a little bit later in the show.
Yeah, that's great.
But I need to know, what wines should I be pairing with a clam chowder?
2. In a crisp, light white, definitely Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
Okay, because and I think most people enjoy a good Sauvignon Blanc, especially with a dish like that. On the other hand, something real minerally and spicy and lemony, but on the richer side, without any wood aging or anything like that to complicate things, a Viognier.
All right. And you guys got both of those covered.
We have and that's kind of one of our specialties. Viognier is a classic white grape. Classic, ancient.
All right, we got a little bit of music in my ear. That means we've got to take a break. But when we come back, we might continue with Santo, or we might have another family member coming in. It's Peter Dills. It's Go Country 105. We're live here at the San Antonio Winery. No, they're not open up just yet, but we'll get filled in on their hours in a little bit. It's Peter Dills. It's Go Country 105.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. My dear friends, today things are so confusing. It's enough to boggle the mind. That's why it's vitally important. In fact, it's an absolute imperative that you indulge in brain food, provided by the noted Institute of Good Times and Great Yum Yums, Columbo's. Just come on down. Columbo's provides the remedies and elixirs, such as mouth-watering steaks, incredibly edible seafood, Columbo's family secret Italian specialties, and the Fiesta Resistance, the world's greatest meatballs. Imagine margaritas on the Columbo's patio, cerveza and other liquid refreshments, or take your pick and bring it all back home and enjoy the great indoors. Columbo's, saving the world from gloom and doom with great grub and glee. Happy Columbo's. Mangia bene.
Hi everybody, it's Peter Dills. If you've been following me here on the radio, you know I love those hidden restaurants, the unexpected gems. Recently I discovered an unexpected gem in my beer aisle at the local supermarket. Sapporo Beer, yes, the beer that made sushi famous. Also goes great with steaks, chops, and even pizza. So make it a Sapporo Beer for your next tailgate party or backyard barbecue. Sapporo Beer, where East meets West. Sapporo Beer reminds you to drink responsibly. Friends, I know a good deal when I hear one. This is Peter Dills for Longo Lexus. The Golden Opportunity Sales event is going on right now at Longo Lexus. You can get 0% APR financing on all new 2020 Lexus models with over 500 new and used vehicles in stock. They have the perfect Lexus for you. Shop them online at longolexus.com. That's longolexus.com. And don't forget to listen to my show each and every Sunday morning right here on Go Country 105.
So there I am, stuck at home for what felt like an eternity. But you know what? I put that time to good use, like by cleaning my grill, sweeping my patio, and getting ready to finally get the old gang back together again for some summer barbecue fun. Because that's what the best hostesses do. They prepare. So for whatever summer throws at you this year, Smart & Final has you and all your amigos covered with the variety they need at the value you love. Get the best deals delivered right to you by shopping online at smartandfinal.com. Smart & Final. One trip and that's it.
It's Peter Dills. It's Go Country 105. I am amazed, just amazed that we were able to get so many family members here this early in the morning to the San Antonio Winery in beautiful downtown LA. I guess we're about, a mile away from Dodger Stadium, I'd say. Okay. Anyway, it's Peter Dills, Go Country 105. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. It is time for my favorite segment. It is called Believe It or Not. Believe It or Not. All right, here's my Believe It or Not. Ready? Burger King is coming up with recipes to eliminate cow farts and burping. Do you believe that or not? Believe it or not. Hey, Turtle, turn down the volume just a little bit on my headphones. Burger King is coming up with recipes to cut down on cow farts and burps that are bad for the planet. They're working to change the cow's diet. Do you believe it or not?
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
What are they feeding these cows? Beano? I mean, what's going on?
Okay, well, here's another one before we start talking to Dante. Believe it or not, Haagen-Dazs name doesn't mean anything. Its founder wanted a Danish-sounding brand name, as Denmark was known for their dairy products, despite the fact that such a word does not and cannot exist with a Danish spelling system. Believe it or not. All right, it's Sunday morning. It's Peter Dills, Go Country.